work on yourself, you know, brush up your skills firstly, then you try to connect with people. Then yeah, after that I tried many methods and techniques to learn this language, so many techniques. After that, when I feel you had a little bit confidence, so now you go with a you also go with, you can say, you also connect with different personalities. Now you are ready a little bit, not perfectly actually. Okay.
Right.
Before that, I also choose AI tools because I was considering myself introvert. Okay, I felt hesitation at that time when I having conversation with anyone. I felt so agitation. So that's why I chose AI tools. I practice with AI tools many times. Okay, in a day I spend for 30 to 45 minutes for like having conversation. Okay, after that, yeah, now I felt, yeah, you have a little bit confident. Now you can start with a meet with a different personality. So then I started my this journey, and really I enjoy this journey nowadays. Earlier I feel seriously I feel a lot of stress on my head when I working on my skills. Okay, but now when I started to connecting with different people, now I'm literally enjoying this journey. So that's a little bit about my journey actually. Your morning, this morning, how was?
Yes, my morning was very nice. It's productive, I would say. And I was keenly waiting for you because I got your message. And then thank you so much for approaching me, I would say. And everything is honky and dory from my side. What about you? How was your morning?
My morning is, you can say, some slow morning, just because it has been raining, if you can say drizzling since morning. So that's why everything is going late. You can say going slow.
Yes, likewise, in my area also, it is drizzling since morning. But even I have to send my daughter to her school. That's why I hit the ground running by 6 o'clock, right, in the morning. So everything is on time now.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I also go my children to school, absolutely. But due to drizzling, sometimes power cut off and some domestic chores are going to slow and late, going to be late. So that's why. And
Okay,
I'm
Deepika. So
also having.
yeah, we will talk a lot. But before that, since we are meeting, very first time, so would you mind to introduce yourself first in a nutshell?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Deepika. I'm from Haryana, and I hold master's degree in a commerce. Previously, I worked as a teacher, but currently I am a homemaker. Okay, and I'm blessed with two lovely daughters. Alongside managing my home and kids, I also run a small YouTube channel, English with Deepika, and where I'm share my personal experience and my English journey. And I previously upload solo videos, but nowadays I'm upload a conversational video on my channel. Okay, and if you come to my hobbies, so yeah, nowadays I'm passionate by this language, so I'm working on my English speaking skills as well as communication skills too. Alongside, I also love to listen music. Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
A wonderful introduction, I must say, because you have a very wonderful hobbies, and I actually, you don't look like you are a mother of two. So yes, really. So it's a
That's a big
commendable.
compliment for me. Actually, everyone say like that.
Hmm. Okay, so let me introduce myself as well because we are meeting very first time, right? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So hi, my name is Shweta, homemaker, a mother to two children, and I am joining to you from Delhi. As far as my educational qualification concerned, I hold my BCom BA degree. Additionally, I am seated qualified and I did job. But at present, I am working on my communication skills. So I am truly enjoying this journey. Right. So whenever I learn something, some new thing about, especially about English, so I feel in my elements. So yeah, and if I talk about a hobby, so I love cooking, traveling, right, and gardening. That's pretty much about me. If you have any specific question, then you are free from ask. Okay. Yes.
Okay, that's a, you can say, cool introductions. You have so many hobbies.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
tell me, when did you start your journey, and which things inspire you to start this journey?
Okay. It's quite interesting because it is about to complete 1 year when I embarked my learning journey. But why I started this journey? There is one small story behind it. So I would like to enlighten here. What happened, actually, I could speak a little bit of English at my home with my children, during my PTM. But from inside, I was not satisfied with my English because it was, it was quite simple. And I was able to communicate with the teacher and all, but even I was not too much fluent, right? So what happened when once I went my children's PTM, school PTM, then like a teacher asked some question to me about my children and their study, and even I answered, her, but it was very simple, right? I understood all those things, but even I was not able to reply, means in a proper way. Where I saw there are few, we can say there are many parents. They were talking with, like teacher in a very fluent manner, and in very, we can say they are excel in that language. So that time, that, moment, I think stick with me. And then I thought, okay, let me work on my communication as well. Because I thought of, if I want to, I want to my children see in the another level, right? And especially when I want, like you want to help your children in their learning and their study. So you must keep learning. You must keep updated yourself all the time, right? So that's a thing I thought, and then I start working on my communication skill. This is a very small story. And what is your
Good.
story? Because
You are doing great.
everyone have their own story, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are doing great. Just not just because you are learning English for yourself. You also, thinking about your, children's, how to upbringing my children, how and how to give the environment in that environment. My children also, develop this kind of skills.
Right. Yes, it is
Yeah,
very important nowadays when the English is a global language, and I think English is spoken widely in the, around the world. So if we
definitely.
want to excel our, like quality and all, so this language could help you, right? So
Sure.
that is that. Mm.
Right.
And what is your story? How, like, when did you start, and what is the like main reason to learn this language?
Since my childhood, you can say when I was in school, I also want to learn this language. I also want to speak in English. But at the time, I didn't familiar how to start that. And at the time, I have no, phone. I had no phone and any other, internet facility like that. So that's why I'm not at that time I was not able to learn this language. But when I was come in a college, then I realized, yeah, now you had a phone. You also do work on your skills. You if you want to learn this language, so you need to do something else to learn this language. So then I try to scroll YouTube. I find different ways. In that ways, I learned that language, this language. So then I watched Alina Ray's videos. I came across Alina Ray's videos, then I feel, yeah, then I felt, yeah, you can do it. Okay, but at the time actually I didn't not a proper way. I didn't have a proper way how to start this journey.
Okay.
But I never give up. So many times I quit this journey, but I never give up. Because I'm passionate by this language as well as I'm also fascinated by this language. So that's why. But before 4 months, I came across a conversational video. Okay, then I realized it's a proper and it's a very proper content for you. You can learn in that this way. Okay, and that way that day, and still I'm using to improve my English. I also using the conversational video. Okay, and I also started my YouTube channel just because I want to be connect this language. Okay, and yeah, when I started my channel, I also want to make this kind of video, but at that time I was getting not getting courage actually.
Yeah, and I can see you eye to eye because it's a happen with everyone. Like it's a natural, like process when we start or embark some new thing. Then it's happen like you may feel butterfly in your stomach. You get petrified, right? You get intimidated when you like interact with the new personality or strangers. So it's happen. But once you summon your courage to now, it is the high time. I have to start anyhow, and if you are fully determined towards your goal, then yeah, then you get like that confident. And yes, once you start, just you need to start, right? It doesn't matter you are
Right.
perfect or not, right? You when
Absolutely
you
right.
will start your journey, then you will getting new things every day, and you are getting your confidence as well, right? And then we don't need to afraid from anyone, because the when you like connect with the person, like people, then you get to know, no, I am not alone in this journey. There are many people, they are juggling, they are suffering, right? They are facing lots of hindrance and difficulties while learning this language. Actually, we have our own native language, right? So we are very acquainted with that language. But when it's come to speaking English, so like we all of a sudden we run off our words or vocabulary, because we don't have no bank of vocabulary. So then that's why we get stuck, and we feel, okay, how can I speak, and what I speak, because you don't have like words. So how can you make, or how can you make your sentence, right? Means you start thinking
Right.
in Hindi, right? Hindi, whatever your native language is, you start and then you start translating. So at first it is okay, because translating in Hindi to English or another language, it's not any kind of crime, right? We should
Yes.
take help of that, but we should like shouldn't accustom of that language, right? So gradually, once you get your confidence and you start speaking, you start connecting with the different people, and when you get your confidence, then now you can, right, you can shift in like Hindi to English, to English, only English to English, right? So this is how
Right.
we can start.
My confidence. I'm not
It's clear.
I'm not feel confident while I'm having conversation with someone. Then I
Right.
thought about it. I think you need to build your confidence firstly. It doesn't matter what you speak. I mean, you speak a broken English and you speak a correct English. It doesn't matter in the your journey. If your start journey, so
Right.
then it doesn't matter. You just firstly you build your confidence, because if you have a fully knowledge of, yeah, you can say you are perfect in English, but you don't have a confidence, then how can you deliver your message? How can you convey your message to someone?
Right.
And nowadays I'm also working on my simple English. Actually, nowadays I'm not using much vocabulary, because I need to firstly build my confidence, as well as I also make habit to speak in this language. Okay.
Mhm.
After that, yeah, my I also I also want to work on my mistakes, my
Mhm.
vocabs. These things are for you can start with a sorry, I want to say this is the other thing. You can work on these things later. Firstly, you build your confidence, you make habit to speak in this language. So that's my approach nowadays.
Yes, very true. Because we can't get everything at the same time, right? So we need to
Right.
work on that step by step. At first, when you anyone want to start learning this language, then they need to listen, right? They need to consume the material related to this language. And once they consume a lot of things, lot of content in their brain, then now it's time to practice your output, right? It is also very compulsory, because if you consume lots of things.
Okay, with this input, then you also feel demotivated, and you also feel like a burden on your head, because you consume a lot of content, but you're not
Mhm.
using that content in that way. So it's also you feel a demotivation. It gives me demotivation, I think. So that
Mhm.
I tried when I consume any content, then I try to use in my in my conversation.
Hmm.
It becomes a confident, some kind of confidence. Yeah, you are learned that thing, or you also use that thing in the same day and in your conversation, then it gives me confidence.
And this habit is also one of I would say one of the hard task, or it's a kind of uphill task, because
Yeah.
we suppose that we learn many things, right? Every day, every single day you are learning new vocabulary, new idioms and phrases. But when it's come to use, so there are many people, they don't use while they have a real conversation, right? And it's happen, it's a
Because
natural
that,
thing.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
but for
When
that
you
also we
try
have
to
to.
use,
Hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, when you try to use the vocabulary in your conversation, then you feel you are stucking in the mid of the conversation,
Hmm. Because
because
we
you
are not.
not a habit to that vocabulary in your conversation. When you make then you practice of a particular word, then you make sentence, a lot of sentence on particular vocabulary, then you can easily use that word. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
your mind gives you unconsciously give that word to you to use for this
Right.
vocab. Okay, but you don't practice with vocabulary, then you feel stuck when you try to using that vocab.
Hmm. Why it's happened? I think because we are just memorizing those vocabulary, but we are not like using every single day whenever we have a conversation. We are using just just few vocabulary like simple words or simple sentences, because we our mind is habitual to use those things,
Yeah,
and we right, and we are not forcing our mind. So you have to use this one. But yeah, once you start using those vocabulary like one by one every single day, suppose that if you will take one words, any words, right, and then you use, uh, sorry, at least 3 or 4 times, during a day, and then you will find very next day when you will have the conversation with someone, then you will be able to use that word, that word in your conversation. Yes,
definitely.
yes, I experienced this thing when I use only one word, only one day, and I use many times single words, and then very next day, I am able to use that word. Yes, but first,
You're right.
intentionally, you have to force your mind. Right now, this is your task today. You have to complete. You have to use this word.
You have to practice
Right,
with particular word and vocab.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
yeah. Do you want to ask
I
anything?
want to
Otherwise,
ask
I
one
have one
thing.
question. Yeah, go ahead first.
I want to ask one thing. I'm really curious about this. Your vocabulary is too good. You also use a lot of vocabularies in your conversation. So how can you learn it? How can you try to use in your conversation? You just memorize, or you use any other methods to use that particular vocabulary in your conversation?
Actually, I already have told you what I do. What I do, I choose only one word for today, and then only one word I use whole day. I try to use whole day 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, how many times I can. I do, right?
Okay.
And then next day when you would have the same conversation, with anyone, then you don't need to recall, right? When you get that situation, then your brain will learn those vocabulary, and they will give you. Okay, now this time you can use this word, right? It's happened,
Okay.
right?
Actually,
Don't learn,
sometimes
yes,
when-
I would say don't
can
learn like every day 5, 4, 6 vocabulary. No, that will not work. Only choose one idiom or one word, and then you just use this one like a whole day, right? Then you will get this
right.
vocabulary. Yes.
Actually, it happened to me with me whenever I am having conversation with someone, then I forget a basic, basic vocabulary.
Basic
Sometimes
word.
it happens. Yeah. Then
Mm.
I my mind is searching for a new other words. So then I feel fumble at that time. I don't know. Actually, I try to use many, I learn many vocabulary, and I also try to use in my conversation when I having conversation in that time. But when I use that particular vocabulary, then I forget my basic vocabulary. It happened with me, so that's why I'm. You can say it is a juggling for me.
Mm.
I'm
And
juggling
now see, mm,
to recall the things, recall the vocabulary.
see one thing we all know, right? Rome was not built in a day, right? We all know about this idiom, but
Yes,
we
you're right.
never apply this one, right? So if you
I
want,
also heard this.
yes,
I
so for
also
that,
heard this. You can say idiom. Sorry, yesterday I also heard this idiom. It's a really interesting
okay.
idiom. I
Hmm.
also want to use this kind of idioms in my conversation, but I'm trying.
Right, right. And you will get, like up over time, but it will take time
Yeah.
because, as I told you, Rome was not built in a day. So for that, we have to, yes, we have to use it every single day. We have to put our efforts every single day, right? Then we will get a result as for our expectation. Right.
Sure,
So
sure.
that's why now this is a learning a language. This is a journey. This is not a any kind of course or something like you have to complete within a 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. No, it's not like that. It's a journey, and you have to just go with this. Right? You have to maintain
Definitely.
and retain with this language. Right.
So,
So
what do you do
consistency
for
is
improving your
important
English?
tools. Right. Yes. Come again.
Right. Yeah. I want to say, I want to ask one question. So, what do you do for your, improving your English?
Mm, nowadays,
Which
actually,
kind
yes.
of strategy?
Hmm. And nowadays, actually, I'm not getting. that much time to do different kind of activity. But yes, I am just trying to stay on the ball, and every single day I'm trying to speak more you more than my expectation. I today, if I don't get more time, then even I try to practice my speaking 10 minutes, 20 minutes every single day, right? And if I don't get even speaking partner, then I just try to read any story, any book. Right? That is also a kind of practice, right? And whenever you read book, read aloud, right? If you will read aloud, then it would be kind of speaking. You are you are doing your speaking practice like that.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
So
You
this,
love reading?
yes, I love reading, but when I get time, then I read and try to read
Okay, you just
law.
you read only storybook and any other self-help book too.
No, I didn't read any self-help book. I read, what is her name? I forget, a writer, Sudha Murthy. Yes, Sudha Murthy's book. I read,
Okay.
yeah. And nowadays I'm not getting time,
So,
so I'm not reading, honestly. But I want to read more books.
okay.
Yes.
I also use Sudhamurti books for reading because in their book it's just a little story. You can finish in a 5 to 10 minutes easily. Okay. So yeah, whenever I feel free, then I try to use stories, little stories, and their content of the book is so interesting. Everybody easily understand.
Hmm.
So
That
that's
is
why
the best part
I'm
of
not much
her
into
story.
reading.
Hmm. Yes,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that every, ordinary people can understand her, language. So it is whenever you read her book, then you will find very easy to understand, right? And you can resonate your story with her story, right? And
Right.
she wrote different kind of book, so we can all read and understand her story as well. And she read she wrote some story that is related to our society and what is going on day to day life and everything. So that's why ordinary people can resonate their own story with that, right? That's why we
So which
are when we read her story, then we
that's
so what
nice
about you?
actually.
Are you also reading you like to read book or what?
Actually, I'm not much into reading. I'm trying to make a habit of reading. In my
Hmm.
college day, when I was in a college day, I also love to read books. I also at that time I also read novels, Chetan
Hmm.
Bhagat novels.
Okay.
Many novels I already read of Chetan Bhagat writer. Okay, but nowadays I have not much time to read uh, any
Hmm.
kind of books. Then I'm trying to making habit of reading. So that's why I choose the Sudhamurti books because they have a little stories and easy understandable. Okay, and also give the moral to
Hmm.
regarding your life and all. So that's why at the time I using Sudhamurti books.
Yeah, it's a good decision, I would say. And I have heard from many people whenever they start reading Sudha Murthy's, book, then they get, interest and they get fascinated towards, those story books and all. So yeah, it's, I think, good decision. So, okay,
I
Deepika,
also
I
heard
think,
you
mm,
I also
mhm.
heard about it in conversation video. That's why I
And before signing off for the day, uh, if you have any question, then you want to ask to me, then so please ask. Otherwise, just allow me to end the session, right? End the session.
Yes, I also want ask one question. Can you give me some, tell me about your which kind of challenges you face and how to tackle with these challenges in this journey. So when viewers watch this video, they also also help this kind of thing also help to tackle with the this kind of what's it challenges and difficulties and all.
Right. Well, I would say first and foremost thing, when any person want to start learning this language, then they have big fear, right? They all have big fear, like how I would connect to the my strangers and what I would speak with them, right? They have a fear, they are very much afraid. But I would like to say don't be afraid, just go with the flow and summon your courage, right? Once you get your confidence, then you will manage each and everything, right? Just you need to
Definitely.
come in front of the camera, try to face camera, right? Then everything will happen step by step, right? And don't try to like achieve everything in a short period, right? Means don't do hurry. Take time and go
Yes.
with this language, right? And
Yeah.
try to understand the thing, like it is the journey. So you just need to be a patient, because patience also play a vital role when you are going to learn this language, because there are many people, they don't have patience to stay long time with this language. They learn 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then they get demotivation
Give up.
and they feel okay, it's a not a piece of cake right? So leave it, and they just give up. Right. So for that, we
You're
need
right.
to understand. Yes, these are the things. If you will manage, then you will be become very fluent speaker one day. There is no doubt. Right.
Definitely. So,
Yes. Yes.
right.
Okay.
So, okay,
Okay.
it was
So
a nice talking to you, and thank you for connecting with me. And yeah,
yeah, same here. Same. Likewise,
have a great
I
day.
also enjoyed throughout this session, and it was very nice and appealing session. And I wanted to connect with you because it's been long time. I think you mailed me, right? And then now finally we now we are here. So yeah, it is
That's why I'm
a
not
very
able
nice
to
conversation.